What's going on, guys? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and the Indianapolis Colts lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville 37 to 34. I'm going to share my thoughts on the game real quick, but before I do, if you're new, if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like the video, smack the like button. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There is a link in the description down below. This is not the worst loss during the streak, but it definitely hurts the most, at least in my opinion, because you fight all the way back after being down 14, and then you lose to Jacksonville on what ended up being a game-winning field goal. I've definitely seen worse, but this one hurts the most. There were some good in this game for sure, but there were definitely quite a bit of bad. And let's start off with the good. Joe Flacco. Give credit to Joe Flacco. He played really good in this game. Yeah, missed on a couple throws, whether it was behind a couple guys or too high for a couple guys to get. Besides those type of things, and then of course there was a strip sack too, which isn't 100% on him, but still he ended up losing the football. Outside of that, though, Joe Flacco played really good, especially in the fourth quarter and on that first drive in the first quarter. First drive, he went, 7 of 7 for 72 yards and a touchdown. That's obviously really good. But the fourth quarter, he was playing really good football, and he was a big reason why this team was able to get back in the game. So he played really good. Give credit to him. Alec Pierce didn't do much in the first three quarters. Actually, he did nothing in the first three quarters. But in the fourth quarter, Alec Pierce, he stepped up, made some big catches. That first catch he had was crazy. I don't know how he caught the football, but he did. And then, of course, you got that deep pass from Joe Flacco, which got him to the 1 yard line. And then his 65-yard touchdown catch was really good, too. So I thought Alec Pierce played really well in the fourth quarter. Josh Downs throughout the game, he played really well. 9 catches, 69 yards. Nice. Had a 20-yard catch. I thought he played really well in the game as well. And then moving on defense. There's not much with the defense, but defensively, Jalen Jones, he forced a fumble. That was nice to see. And then Nick Cross got an interception. He read that perfectly from Trevor Lawrence. So that was good. All right, so now let's move on to the bad. And we're going to start with the offense because there's not as much with the offense as there is defense. Michael Pittman, what happened? Michael Pittman had a really good game last week. I thought this was okay, I'm back, let's get going. But Michael Pittman did not play good today. 5 catches, 37 yards, 1 touchdown. Yay, touchdown. But that's it. And the only reason why he got 37 yards is because 1 catch was 27 yards. That's it. Michael Pittman is getting paid $20+ million a year. He's got to play like a number 1 receiver. Because right now, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, they're having better years than Michael Pittman this season. So he's got to play like a number 1 receiver. He's being paid like a number 1 receiver would be paid. He's got to play like a number 1 receiver. If he doesn't, we're in trouble. So he's got to play much better. Braden Smith. What happened after last week, too? Braden Smith against TJ Watt allowed 2 tackles. That's it. He owned TJ Watt. This week, he was just bad. The strip sack, most of it is on him. Okay, like he takes most of the blame for that. But he was getting beat by Walker constantly. There were some hold calls that were missed that should have been called on him. He was just bad. Had a really bad day today. Can't have that happen. We got to see that improve. Now let's move on to the defense. This is one of the worst defenses in the NFL. It absolutely is. Congrats. You played the Bears, did well against the Bears. Yay. And then same thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Pittsburgh, not a great offense this year. It's not bad, but it's not a great offense. You're going up against Jacksonville, and you let Trevor Lawrence throw for more yards than he's ever thrown in his entire career. 371 passing yards. Yeah, had a bad throw that ended up being an interception. Cool. You took advantage of that. I like that. But the defense was, outside of that, not good. The secondary, I get, is hurt. It's injured. But this is why you address the secondary in free agency. This is why it should have happened. Because I said, if Juju Brents gets hurt again, if Dallas Flowers gets hurt again, if Kenny Moore gets hurt, you need guys that can come in that you can rely on, that you believe, okay, they're going to go out there, they're going to make plays, and you haven't done that. Could have done it with the safeties, could have done it with the corners, didn't do it. Didn't bring guys in that, you could feel confident in to actually go out there and make plays. Xavier Howard, he's still available. Not bringing him in. Now, to be fair, nobody is, but still could have brought him in. Could have brought in Stephon Gilmore, who had a game-winning interception today against the Jets. Congrats. Could have brought in multiple different corners. Could have brought in multiple different safeties. Guess what? We didn't. Why? Because Chris Ballard likes his guys. That's the reason why. This is why I was upset that we didn't see any additions made to the secondary. Didn't really see any additions made to the defense in general outside of the draft and outside of bringing in Raekwon Davis. That's it. Gus Bradley needs to be fired. He should have been fired last year. They used the excuse of, our guys are a little bit inexperienced, so we want to make sure there's some familiarity with them. Last year, had one of the worst defenses in the league. This year, you have one of the worst defenses in the league. Can't stop the run. Congrats. You did it against Chicago, the worst rushing offense in the NFL. So congrats on that. And then you were able to do it last week against Pittsburgh. Okay, Najee Harris is overrated. When Cordell Patterson was in, he was able to run it all over you. Justin Fields had, 55 rushing yards? Not good. And then Tank Bigsby this week, 101 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, had that 65-yard touchdown run. You can't tackle to save your life when it comes to getting the running back down. Again, this defense lost the game, not the offense. The defense allowed 37 points. It's very difficult to win when your defense allows that many points. Unless you're Kansas City and you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, unless you have that, you can't win very often when your defense is giving up over 30 points. And again, I know it's hurt. I know there's injuries, but this is why you make additions. This is why you bring in veterans. This is why you bring those guys in. I don't care how young they are. I don't care if they need to develop more. You bring in veterans. That way, if you have injuries, you can have those veterans that can come in and do their job. I mean, the Brian Thomas 85-yard touchdown, that was just terrible secondary play because they weren't able to communicate, hey, you're going to be on him, you're going to be on him, you're going to be on him. When Brian Thomas ran wide open, you had 2 guys looking around like, I don't know. Like, I don't know who's supposed to guard who. It's like the Spider-Man meme, the pointing Spider-Man meme. It's like, no, you're supposed to. No, you're supposed to. Like, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, Brian Thomas had 122 yards. Christian Kirk had 88 yards. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable that Trevor Lawrence had 371 yards. It's absolutely unacceptable. So, yeah, the Colts lose this game. It's on the defense. It's not on the offense. Yeah. And it's also on the special teams. Let's talk about the special teams real quick. The punt coverage. For the most part, they did a pretty good job until, what was it, the fourth quarter where you had that huge return? And then that set up the touchdown by Tank Bigsby. You have to do a better job covering guys. You have to make sure you bring the guys down and don't allow them to have big punt returns. Because that was a really good punt by Rigoberto Sanchez. He got it deep down there. And then, of course, they were able to just run it down the field and, put them in a great position to win or score on that drive. It was Devin Duvernay that was able to return that 53-yard return. So, yeah, overall, Colts lose 34-37. The streak continues. This one hurts the most because I thought there was a chance maybe we could win the game after coming back from being down 14. But then I realized, the defense. I don't trust them. And I don't trust them next week against Tennessee. I don't care if it's Mason Rudolph, Will Levis. I don't care. This defense is going to let Will Levis throw for 400 yards. It's just going to happen. So, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue. See you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other 2 videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.